Happy Monday.
Good morning.
It's only 8:36 my time, and I was sending a voice memo to a friend on my drive into my co-working space today, and I almost said happy Tuesday, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm only like
It's going
30
to be a
minutes."
long week.
Yep, I'm only 30 minutes into the week, and I already think it's Tuesday. Okay.
Oh,
So we have 15 minutes today before we have our next thing, our next meetings. And you really liked today's article. And then you also sent me another article. I want to talk about both of them. So let's jump into the Seth one.
yeah. Also, this weekend, our parents did a binge of all 20 days of Seth Said What, I believe the YouTube channel. Which is so incredibly cute and just we know they're big fans. So thank you, mom and dad. And for mom, she made a request that we get back to our founding. Welcome to Seth Said What?
Seth said, "What?" There
And I
you go,
love
Mom.
that we made Nick say it with us the time that he visited. So we
Mhm.
do need to come back to that. But anyway, let's jump right in and see what Seth said today, and then we'll jump in.
Okay,
And
perfect.
in Okay, here we go. An invitation to vibration. Many organizations have a widget or service, something people already need or want, and they work to sell it to people. Some seek monopoly power so they can force others to do what they want them to do. But there's a third path. We can create a brand or a movement or a community that seeks to do things with people. A chance to accompany someone on a journey, to lead instead of manage, or to amplify and narrate. When we help people get to where they hope to go, persuasion isn't as important as enrollment and engagement. So
Mm.
good.
Yeah,
And shout out to our friend Neil Smith. When we hear the word amplify, we think of you,
that's right.
amplify social media. So,
hmm I like this because, I mean, this is definitely, again, one of those foundational Seth Godin principles to find your tribe, find your people. But you sent me an article from The Guardian about Starbucks and a company that I'd never heard of. How do you think you pronounce it? Luckin? Luckin? A
I'm not
Chinese
sure. It's my Chinese is rusty, but it looks kind of like Luckin.
Luckin. So apparently, I've never heard of this brand, but apparently they have officially surpassed Starbucks in China for the number one coffee shop. However, I don't know if that's in revenue or in number of customers, whatever. But however they measure that, they've surpassed Starbucks and have now. Um, it sounds like they have opened two. What was the word they used in the article? It was a unique way to put it, like not remote, but two pilots, I guess, like in New
Yeah.
York City. So the concept is that it is a no seating, like you order on your mobile app and you go and you pick it up, which Starbucks already has those concepts called Starbucks to go. I know there's several here in Houston where you literally just go through the drive through. Um, or well, actually, there's 2 different ones. I've seen some Starbuckses where you can only go through the drive-through, and then I've seen other Starbuckses, like there's one literally across the street from me here at my co-working space where it's to go. You can order, but you stand, like it's a to-go thing. So you can order there, but most people will put it in their app and pick it up right there. So the article was doing a good job of like, okay, we'll see, because Starbucks recently, as they have another new CEO in the last couple of years, have decided to kind of go back to their roots of um, creating kind of that third place where you can sit and have calls and meetings. And then one Starbucks, I'm about to tell a story that is why I know a lot about all of the Starbucks in Houston,
Yeah.
Texas.
This is great.
Um, but there is a Starbucks, the one recently that I went to a couple weeks ago, I sat down and it said on the table, it had like a sticker that was like, "Staying a while, free refills on black coffee while you're here." And I was like, "Oh, I see you, Starbucks, incentivizing people to stay." So why does Holly Tate know this much about Starbucks in Houston? Well, a couple weeks ago, I had a meeting at like 10 a.m. that was virtual. And then I had to be at an in person meeting on the other side of town like at 11 or something like that. So, but I had a pretty open morning before 10 a.m. So I'm like, great. I find a Starbucks that's like 5 minutes from my 11 a.m. in person meeting. I go and I look at I like on the Google Maps, it looks like there was seating inside.
Okay.
So I go and it's one of these that's only the drive through. Like literally, I could not even go in. And I was like, this is so like cool concept, but this is not what I'm looking for. So then I find another one that was another 5 minutes away. So I go there. And again, like on the Google Maps, I'm like, I intentionally looked at the photos. There's tables. I go in and it was one of the mobile only, like one of the pickup stores. And so I asked the girl there, I was like, I was like, I have a meeting in 20 minutes virtually. Thank goodness, because that is not like me to show up early. I'm usually like a right on time kind of gal. So thank goodness I had like 30 minutes to find a Starbucks in this part of Houston. And so she was like, "I know. Yeah, no." Like she was like, "But there is one that's, another, I think it was like 7 minutes away." She was like, "I know for a fact you can go and sit down there." So then finally I drove over there. I made it in time for like 5 minutes before my meeting. And that was the one it was larger. It was definitely set up to incentivize people to stay. They had the free coffee refills. And I was like, I think that which is like the OG Starbucks concept, is the future, because in this remote and hybrid setting, people are looking for that third place and they're on the go. They've got virtual and in-person meetings. And I mean, I can see how this like Luckin thing, or however you say it, will work in cities like New York. Um, but I think in the average city in the United States, it's not going to work, because we need Wi-Fi and we need to sit down when we need it. So that's my very long story and why I think Seth is right about it's about community in the long run. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I mean, again, this hits close to home because I worked at Starbucks for 6.5 years in my 20s and was it's always weird. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'll just say I have plenty of feedback that I was good at being a friendly and enthusiastic barista, and
Mhm.
customers would tell me often like, "You make a cup of coffee like fun, and we love the environment that you help make, etc." So,
So much
I
so that you
hope
found your wife through the drive-through.
that's right. And my wife was a drive-through customer. So that's really fun. We our little kids are just little frappuccinos, just little products of Starbucks. So I have a lot to be thankful for in my time at Starbucks. But what's so fascinating is it was 2007 when I started working at Starbucks. This was when Howard Schultz came back from retirement the first time. I think he's done that twice, and he's now retired
Mhm.
again.
Mhm.
But he realized that the vision of Starbucks was had kind of lost its way. It had gotten too corporate, and so he closed down stores. This is famous because I don't think they've done it again since. But they closed down stores during the middle of the day, and like basically told customers, "Sorry, but we're retraining our whole staff to make excellent beverages." And we focused on making like excellent experiences for our customers, highlighting the fact that this is a third place. And that was Howard's whole thing was, this is
Mhm.
a third place. It's not home, it's not work, but it's a third place to unwind, to get out of the office, to have that cup of espresso and hang out and enjoy a cup of coffee with friends. Well, in my 6.5 years, that was mostly held. It was I left right before they went to the online order situation, and as a customer after that, I just, part of it's curmudgeony, but it's just been impersonal and a preference on people who have no interest in making Starbucks the third place. At least that's what it seems like as a customer. It's just when I walk in, the people that just come in and snag their drink, and it's like, I came in like I'm invested in your atmosphere. I came in and then have watched as when I started, there were couches and like wingback
Mhm.
chairs, and that's just every remodel's become more sterile and cold, and it's obvious they don't want you to spend time there. So obvious that they invested in a model that only serves like to your story.
Yeah.
Anyway, to watch this come back and Starbucks act like it's an innovation, that when it's really just the pendulum swing of learning that like the consumer really does value and want that third place. It's kind of it's one of those funny irony, like told you so kind of like, um,
Mhm.
the cold, uh, efficiency and preference towards to go customer barista, like
Mhm.
training them in that direction. It just shows that the customer, uh, just really doesn't want that.
Mhm.
At least if you're gonna, again, I think there's space for that, but like don't confuse the two for being the one model. I've said that in a weird way, but I
Yes.
think you get what I mean.
Yeah, like, I think if I could create my dream Starbucks, I would have, which is I know is, like, hard to do with especially in big cities where real estate is, like,
Listen up,
kinda already
Starbucks.
there. Yeah,
Here we go, Holly Tate.
that's right. I'll send you a bill. No, it would be where you have a drive-through, and then you have a separate walk-up mobile pickup window. And then you have your go in person, and you have that environment where people are not as much in a rush, they're willing to stand in line, they're looking to stay and have a meeting, etcetera. Like, I think that would be because I do think, like, there is a place for that. I'm thinking of here in Houston in our neighborhood. This was really interesting. There's a coffee shop in Austin, which, of course, every time I start talking about something, I can't remember the name. Joe's. Not Joey's, but Joe's. Joe's Coffee. They got really famous in Austin, Texas, because they kinda created this, like, pickup window, but you can sit and, like, drink it on, like, a couple picnic tables, but it's outside, like, a very Austin vibe. Well, they just opened their first Houston location in our neighborhood with a Starbucks and 2 other local coffee shops within walking distance. So I was like, "Oh my gosh," like,
Yeah.
literally within this little, like, few square blocks, there's at least 4 coffee options. There might be even be more than that, but the 4 that are
Okay.
coming to my head right now. But what they did was, like, they have a drive-through. Well, the other local coffee shops do not have a drive-through, and that
Right.
Starbucks does not have a drive-through. So I think it was I don't know if they planned that or if it just happened, but I mean, they're, like, popping because the drive-through is helpful, especially, on the go or whatever, but I wanna be able to, like, go through the drive-through at my favorite coffee shop, but also on a Saturday morning, this is what we do, like, where we, like, casually walk up and hang out and get our stuff. So that would be my dream Starbucks is to have space for all 3 of those. But I don't love the, like, how Chick-fil-A I mean, I guess they have the option, like, you can pull into a parking spot. Or maybe that's the model for Starbucks. Pull into the parking spot, and then people come out and give you your mobile order. You can
Hmm.
drive through, or you can go inside, which Chick-fil-A has figured out really well.
Oh man. Yeah, no kidding. Just Starbucks, just be Starbucks like Chick-fil-A is to chicken, I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly.
Well, I was thinking Holly wants her coffee and wants to drink it too. I was trying to like figure out what the coffee version of,
No,
but I want
that's
my
my
cake
cake
and I
and
want to eat
eat
it too.
it too. Mhm,
Well, so
mhm.
okay, this is going to be I know we only have a couple minutes, but this is going to be a
Yeah,
power packed episode with a short little. This is what I love about his short blog post.
yeah.
Is that we talked about. So he says there's a third path. We can create a brand or a movement or a community. So he's like, there's a third path. Third path A, third path B, third path C. And we've been talking about the community piece, but it's kind of crazy because this weekend this phrase popped into my head, and maybe we just start here and then it's a whole nother conversation because I was like, man, I feel like I just in a simple one sentence thing, I just articulated what I've been trying to talk about for a long time, at least in my organization, which is, and it's simply this: organization as platform. And that just started. So when I come up with like, okay, what that just popped into my brain, I want to like capture that and I want to suss it out later. What I do is I open ChatGPT, start a new conversation, and I
Mhm,
either say it or paste it because I Googled it and Google AI gave me some like really good like, oh, that's good. I'm going to flesh out like, kind of grow this. But then copied and pasted that into ChatGPT and I said, help me suss this out later. And
mhm,
then we jumped in the car and I think we went to the zoo or something. So it was like,
mhm.
just capture it, kind of, we'll come back to it. But what I'm trying to get at here is the movement part of this, the third path, the movement. So a lot of organizations have a widget or service they try to sell. They either or they try to like force others to do what they want them to do through monopoly, which that feels like that's a packed little sentence there. But this organization is platform. I'll just use One Hope where I work as the example here. We are one of the more well funded, networked, creative over the years. Like we've shown and proven creativity towards getting scripture in front of children. That's kind of the God's word every child is the mission. And for a while, it's like I've been thinking, and this phrase hit me because for a while I've been thinking we are able to build so many things, and we've built so many things over our existence, whether it's been print material, video material, or recently digital, what we call digital programs or products. But I think the real power, and we talk about leveraging our organization to like catalyze a movement. That's a big thing. But organization as platform is, and I'm verbally processing, but is saying what you're doing can flourish because of what we have built over 40 years. Come and be a part of this. Let us leverage our funding. Let us leverage our network. Let us help leverage all these other services that we do for ourselves and build out your thing. So that's the power of platform. And I don't mean platform like a political platform or even platform like a SaaS product platform, like Facebook is a social media platform. Don't mean those two things, but as a platform to say, if you join in with this organization and we can find shared wins, then this platform of, again, all these services and resources that we have accomplished or can provide will accelerate or amplify that. So um,
Mhm.
accompany someone on a journey. Join here, and like we help to make your journey even farther, even
Mhm.
broader. We can take you farther to lead instead of manage. To say like you've already got a great thing, and we want to help like holistically support you and to amplify what you're already doing. I just got so fired up this weekend with okay, whoa, okay, organization as platform, and I want to continue to suss that out. And then when I read this with that community piece, or sorry, the movement piece, it just like started to kind of massage that back in my brain.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to get that out this morning a little bit
Yeah.
because I got excited about when I've been stewing on something for a while, and then sometimes these little phrases will just—it's like the synapses connected. Even
Mhm.
in the morning while I'm collecting the kids' waters to try to get out the door, and it was like, oh my goodness, the three simple words. Let me capture it. Um,
That's awesome.
so anyway, for what it's worth, I felt like that was worth saying today with this blog.
I like it. Yeah, organization as platform. Yeah, well, because that's somebody told me the other day, like, basically every company has to be a media company these days, and you see a lot of
Yes.
organizations resist that, and I think some people get lucky and, don't have to have a media component like social media, but most of us do have to put ourselves out there in the world that we now live in, and so I feel like that's what I'm hearing you say is, like, what does it look like for your organization to be a platform, meaning like having a voice? Like when you think of a platform that someone stands on, they're a little bit higher than the crowd. They are usually on the platform to say something, and people are looking at that platform to hear what you have to say and to join with you in that. And so, what does it look like for our organizations to become that? I like it. Okay.
Yeah,
We
it's a
covered a lot.
lot. There's a lot. Again, that could be a whole thing, but it's good. Let's keep it. Let's keep it under 20.
Let's do it. 19 minutes and 11 seconds so far. Well, thanks for listening to Seth Said What? There you go, Mom.
Sith, a
Um,
what?
and go to
There you go, mom.
sethsaidwhat.com. Let us know what you think about the Starbucks thing or Daniel's comment on organization as platform. And we'll be back here tomorrow. Have a good day, brother.
See you, Holly.